Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Paula Akana. One precinct supervisor tells KITV she knew there would be a shortage the moment she opened the doors. KITV4's Laura Yamada joins us live now from the state capitol. And Laura, you talked to the people that everyone wanted to hear from, the Office of Elections. So what did they have to say?
Boy, I tell you, Paula, there is just no mincing words. We made a mistake. That is the bottom line from Chief Elections Officer Scott Nago. On Oahu, 73 polling places had low ballot counts. A total of 23 completely ran out of ballots. And you could imagine that created an uproar.
You call us out to vote, we came. And now you can't handle it.
By the time polls were supposed to close at 6 Tuesday night, dozens of polling places were out of ballots. Lines were out the door and voters were relegated to a single electronic ballot machine.
We have people who this is the first time they've been voting, and it was a discouraging, demoralizing thing for them.
We want to apologize to all voters that were impacted by the insufficient amount of ballots that were at the various polling places across the city and county of Honolulu. This will not happen again.
Less than 24 hours later, state elections officials were doing damage control. Chief Elections Officer Scott Nago says this year the office decided to base the number of ballots ordered for the general on the number of voters in the primary, an election typically with much lower turnout. As to why,
Ultimately, it was just a bad call on our part. It was the numbers were based on the primary with an inflation rate that we just got it wrong.
KITV received numerous reports of other issues, including difficulty reaching elections officials to report problems.
Our precinct captain has called and called and called and called and called.
Or when reserves arrived, receiving the wrong ballots.
When we were finished, they said, hold on, that's not the right ballots.
And redistricted voters showing up at the wrong place.
Because this is the first year after reapportionment, precinct lines have changed. So a particular polling place may not service the same geographical boundary. So to go off of historical data on that, it may or may not necessarily match up.
Recalculating the numbers and reviewing the process after an election that ended on a sour note.
Something is wrong. Something is wrong with the planning, the organizing.
Now here is another problem. Nago says this particular election season they use a specific type of ballot with a specific type of code per precinct area. So that means if they ran low in one area, they couldn't swap or pull ballots from another location to try and cover an area that was low. Now, as far as the neighbor islands, everything went very smoothly on the neighbor islands. He believes part of the reason is because they have fewer polling places that are more centralized. So any problems that arose, they were able to get to those problems much more quickly. I'll send it back to you, Paula.